All right, what's up, you guys? I know that you guys have been laying around and just wondering what is the best gluten-free granola that I can get out there. Well, mystery is just about to be solved. So I've got 5 different companies. These are all smaller companies that are making this kind of artesian granola, and I'm gonna try them out. I'm gonna rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 on flavor and consistency, and let you guys know which one of these guys is making the best gluten-free granola. So when I was in high school, actually, people loved to call me granola, and you know what? I didn't mind it. I actually kind of liked it. Well, I kind of filled in the name. But so let's talk about the history of granola a little bit. So granola actually came out of a European cereal kind of called muesli, and it was a cold cereal. Then they developed this thing called granola, and granola was actually something that kind of is similar to what we have now. But then in the late 1800s, early 1900s, Kellogg's actually came along and he developed a cereal, and he had this infringement on the name, so he actually started calling it granola. So this company, big company, Kellogg's, is actually the one that came up with this term granola. But granola is generally a cereal that is has oats as the base, has some kind of nuts, and then some fruit in it. So we're gonna look into some different options out there that we have, and I'm gonna let you guys know which one is the tastiest. All right, so the first one we're gonna try is this Lake Ellen Farms, and this one has got the lowest carbs out of all of them. Actually, there's no oats, and I know I just said that most of the time granola actually has oats, but these guys are doing no oats. So what's interesting about this company is they do sprouted ingredients, and sprouted means is like you're gonna take the raw nuts, you're gonna let them soak for a while, and it's gonna begin this process where it actually brings out some of the nutrients. So that's kind of neat that they're doing with this, and then everything's air dried, so you're not using any of the heat to lose any of the nutrients. This company is actually out of Ojai here in Southern California. I guess it'd be considered Southern California, just south of Santa Barbara. Really just such a cool spot. This has got a ton of nutrients in it. It's a neat story about this lady who decided that she wanted to eat well, and she came up with granola. Really simple ingredients on this one: sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews. I love all of those. Got some organic maple syrup. If you don't know about maple syrup, watch my video on the fake maple syrup that's out there. This has got the real maple syrup that's in it. It's got some organic coconut, some vanilla extract, some cinnamon, and sea salt. All really simple, yummy ingredients. So let's give it a try and see how it tastes. All right, so because there's no oats in this, it tastes a little bit different. The consistency is a little bit different. I really like the flavor. It's really mild. I'm not tasting too much of the maple syrup or the coconut, but it definitely, it is very hearty feeling. It definitely feels like this could definitely be a meal on its own. The little bit of sea salt that's in there is actually really delicious, kind of offsets the little bit of sweetness with it. So the consistency and the flavor are both really nice. This is definitely something that kind of feels like almost like a nice hearty soup. On the scale of 1 to 5 on the consistency, I'm gonna give this a 3 just because it's a little bit thicker than kind of normal what granola would be considered. And then on the flavor though, I'm gonna give it a 4. I really do like the flavor. I like the heartiness of it. It's really earthy, definitely love it. All right, next granola up is Chick Granola. This is a local company here in San Diego that's creating granola, and this kind of an interesting story. For the gal who came up with it was actually a personal trainer, got divorced, and a lot of the folks that were working out with her, they loved what she was making, and so they asked her to create this for her. So that's how her business actually got started, actually out of her divorce and then being a fitness trainer. So really nice pure ingredients on this one too. This is definitely more of a traditional granola with the first ingredients being the gluten-free oats. Sunflower seeds. I like the organic extra virgin olive oil, love that. Flaxseed almonds, organic maple syrup, honey, and unsweetened coconut flake. Let's give this guy or girl a try. All right, so this is definitely what, when I think of granola, this is what I think of it should taste like. So this would be a very pure flavor of granola. The oats are really nice, really good consistency with that. I love the sunflower seeds in there. I'm definitely getting a hint of that salt and a little bit of that maple syrup. So I definitely would recommend this if you're looking for something that's your very traditional tasting granola. It's not overly sweet, which is nice, just has the right amount of salt and sweetness with it. On the 1 to 5 scale on the flavor, I'm gonna give it a 5. I really do like this. And then on the consistency, I'm gonna give it a 4. Got Michelle's Granola. This is actually a company I've never heard of before, and when I checked them out, and so what's really neat about them is their whole factory is actually wind powered, which is really neat. So they're actually not using any electricity off of the grid. They're actually producing everything via wind. So they're a carbon neutral company, which is kind of a neat thing that they're doing. All this is non-GMO, and then the packaging too is all recyclable, which I really like. That story with this is, I guess she was working on the East Coast and worked next to a place that made these incredible oatmeal raisin cookies, and she wanted to make something healthy that tasted like oatmeal raisin cookies. So I am excited to be tasting these because I really like oatmeal raisins. All right, let's dig into this Michelle's Granola. It definitely smells very cinnamony. Definitely tastes like an oatmeal raisin cookie. So if you like oatmeal raisin cookies, this is definitely an awesome granola for you guys. It's a little sweet for me, so I'm not sure if I could eat this as a breakfast cereal or something in the morning. It might be a little bit too sweet. I do like the ratio of the oats to the raisins. You gotta kind of have to have a really nice ratio so that raisins aren't taken over. I'm not really getting the taste of the nuts. It does say that there are some walnuts in there, and that there's also some that's hard to say, some sunflower seeds, but I'm not getting those right now. It is definitely delicious. This would be almost something that I would feel like would be like a dessert or something, but it is really yummy, especially because I do love oatmeal raisin cookies. The consistency is a little hard for me because it's kind of got these big chunks. I'm not sure if you guys can see these like bigger chunks here. So on the flavor, I'm going to give it a 4. On the consistency, I'm going to give it a 2. It's just a little bit too chunky for me, but it's definitely still delicious. Love that the packaging is recyclable. Say hi to Melly. We moved outside. You know, when you shoot in the bus, lighting's not always so great. So here we go. So Puree Elizabeth, this is going to be our next granola here. This is actually a really neat company too, owned and started by a woman that was a natural health practitioner and just wanted to create products for her clients that she was proud of. So this is gluten-free, vegan, has no soy. It has something called Aromath in it, and I had to look it up. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's actually a gluten-free grain. It's kind of an ancient grain. It's actually something that's grown in South America, and it's pretty neat because you can actually use the whole plant in it. I've eaten it before, I've read it, but I've never actually said the word out loud before, so we'll see. Okay, so wow, this is really good granola too. What's great about this is it definitely has a little bit stronger of a flavor, and I think it's the combination between the almond butter and the cinnamon that's in there, and it's so good because it's kind of counterbalancing each other a little bit. So the cinnamon is actually not super sweet, then you get that nutty flavor of the almonds, and it's just really good. So I really like this. So on my 1 to 5 scale, I'm gonna give this a 4.5 on the flavor. Definitely really like this. The problem is I don't really like the consistency. The consistency is just a little bit too big for me. So I'm gonna give that a 3 on the consistency. Okay, so last one is our 1 degree, and this is gonna be our chocolate option. What's really cool about 1 degree is when I looked up this company, why it's called 1 degree is because they'll have 1 degree of separation between where they're getting their ingredients, where they're sourcing it and getting it to you. So you can actually go and you can scan this guy right here, and you can actually see where all the ingredients are coming from, and you can go on their website and you can see where they're sourcing everything. So I actually think that was really kind of a neat thing. It's all non-GMO, you know, it's organic just like everything else. It's gluten-free, so let's give the chocolate version a taste. Okay, so real subtle chocolate flavor with this is from cacao, which cacao is where chocolate actually comes from, but it doesn't have the sugar in it yet. So it definitely has that little bit of a chocolatey flavor with it. Real mild. It definitely Doesn't have that traditional granola taste like some of the other ones do. Almost a little sour with it, if that makes sense, but still really yummy and good. So not overly chocolatey. On my 1 to scale 5 on flavor, I'm gonna give this a 3.5. Not my favorite, but still pretty good. And then the consistency, I'm gonna give it a 3 too, because it's just a little bit too chunky for my liking, but still really neat company, really good options for you guys if you're looking for something with a little bit of a chocolatey flavor. All right, what's up? Well, it's getting dark, it's getting cold. You know what? I am willing to brave the elements just for you guys, so you can know what gluten-free granola you should be eating out there. So I hope that this shines some light on this age-old question for you on what the best gluten-free granola is, and that you go out and support some of these companies that are making a difference, and be well. So thanks for checking out this episode of Enjoyable Journeys. Say bye, Melly.